Welcome to Parks and Rec's April meeting. Would somebody like to call to order?
I'd like to make a motion to call to order.
And I'll second it.
Okay, Pledge of Allegiance.
No, yeah, okay.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Were you adding a new verse, or did we forget something?
I was jumping ahead of you. No.
Can we get some lyrics, please?
All right, roll call. Kate Smith here. Dennis Kapelinski.
Here.
Sharon Parkala.
Here.
John Jones.
Here.
Bridget King.
Here.
Jennifer McConnell.
Here.
Robert Smith.
Here.
Kathy Kopchak.
Here.
Rob Jones.
Here.
Okay, before we approve the agenda, we would like to move old business number 2, secretary and chair appointment, up to right above presentations. So right after approval of the minutes, we're going to do the secretary and chair appointments. Somebody like to make a motion for that?
I'll nominate Kate.
We have to make a motion.
Oh, I'll make,
Okay, here's the agenda.
Approve the change.
Yes.
we just want to approve a change?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve a change to make Kate the secretary.
Nope.
To move it up.
To move it up.
I make a motion to move
Oh, we
secretary
gotta
and
move it
chair
up.
appointment before, right after the presentations.
I'll second.
Say after or before?
After. I make a motion to move secretary and chair appointment to after presentations. Right? Is that what they wanted it?
Yeah, I think she might have said before, but I don't think it matters.
I had to say before, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know if it really matters.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
I thought we were, I
Okay.
thought we were moving it to between approval of agenda and approval of minutes, because then we're going to have to change the minutes if we move it. Right.
No.
I make a motion to move secretary and chair appointment to after approval of agenda.
There we go. Need a second?
Second, I will second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes 9-0. Okay, so secretary and chair appointment now.
And we have to approve the agenda first.
Oh, okay. Somebody like to make a motion for that?
I motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay. Now, secretary and chair appointment.
You have to vote on it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 9-0. Okay, now somebody has to make a,
I'll make a motion to have Kate Smith be the secretary.
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes.
Welcome. Welcome
Thank
to your new
you.
job.
Thank you. I appreciate that, you guys. It's been a long time coming.
It's a dream come true.
Now we vote again?
Now that
We just
vacates
did.
our chair, so we need,
We need to vote on this, right? Or did, I already did,
We
okay.
voted on Kate,
Now I
right?
need another motion for,
Chair.
I can't
Yeah.
do that.
yeah, you can't.
Correct, you cannot.
Oh,
I make a motion for John Jones to be chair.
I second it.
All in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Aye. Carries 9 to
You
1.
accept, right?
want to like switch chairs or?
We can stay where we're at, because we got,
But next time, it's got to be the right way.
Yeah, they're both in the center, it's fine.
You're up.
I'm up. All right, so we have, so are you going to have to change, somebody's going to have to change the agenda because we moved it up, or does
No,
it
in the
just?
minutes will show the changes.
Okay, all right.
So now we're on just approval of the minutes from March 25th.
I need approval of the minutes from March 25th, 2025.
I motion to approve minutes for March 25th, 2025 from the regular scheduled meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. 9-0.
Yeah.
Presentations. Garden City Skating Club.
Yes, that's where we're coming from. So we are with the Garden City Figure Skating Club. I'm the new president. I'm getting my feet wet. But our club is putting on our annual show next week, May 8th, 9th, and 10th. And we really wanted to come out and invite our Parks and Rec, our city council, all the residents, the mayor. We have over 50 to 70 skaters within our Learn to Skate program, and they're really eager and excited to showcase what they've been working on all year. So the show is going to have skaters of all ages, all levels. You're going to see a lot of fun stuff. So we do put on holiday exhibitions. So we have our Halloween, our Christmas, and our Valentine's exhibition also. But this one is our big grand event. So we're really, really excited about
What
it.
time will it start?
7 p.m. So. we
And the
love-
number of participants, how does that equate to versus last year?
It keeps growing. I'd have to look at the numbers from last year. Mike might even know. I'm bad at that, no. I'm still new, so I'll have to look
That's
at
okay.
how it's grown since last year, but I do know it's continuously growing. It's one of our biggest shows that we've had.
It's a
So
big production.
it is. It's 3 nights a week, spotlights. The lights are a big thing, so we have a whole blackout number. It's really cool. The lights go out. The girls skate in the dark, so that's a pretty fun number to watch. But they're very excited. So we have a big audience. Lots of people from all over come. Families from all around the city come. I think my family comes all the way from Howell, so we have people.
My family coming from Chicago.
So they like to come out and
Excellent.
support. So
What date is it?
May 8th, 9th, and 10th at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. each night?
Yep, 7 p.m. each night.
I'm sorry, it's the same production all
Yep.
three nights?
Yep, so every night it's the same production, May 8th, 9th, and 10th, yeah. So they have 3 opportunities to come, so if you can't make it one night, the other nights are also
How
the
much
same
is it
thing.
to come in?
So adults are 12, kids are 10, kids 3 and under are free. So concessions will be open as well. Right, Mike? Yes.
Awesome.
So, yeah, you're all invited, and it's called Into the Wild, so it's all jungle themed, so you will see all kinds of safari-like animals and fun things, so, yeah, that's it. So, we're gonna go back to painting.
Thank you.
Perfect, thanks.
Ladies?
I'm staying.
Where you at? You go. Okay, I'll look for that.
Anything else from the public hearing? You two in the back? Okay.
Right on.
No public comment? Items for consideration, we have old business. Number 1, 2025 volunteer workday review proposed dates.
All right, I did pass out a flyer, should be at your seat.
It says proposed park cleanup days for 2025.
So there's 3 right now that have not been confirmed or finalized. I wanted to preview them with you all. But basically, I talked to Mike, and we selected some days in June. So Moeller Park, we're looking at Sunday, June 1st, from 1 to 3. That's where we're going to work on the playground, adding wood chips. It's in May, and, well, in April, it's really underwater a little bit. That's what I had heard from Joe. So we thought June would actually be a better time to get out there, and we'll be able to see the weeds, because May is a little too early. So we're just going to, whose park is Moeller?
That's my part.
Okay. Maybe you could check this date and see if that works for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will see.
June 17th.
But like all of them, they'd be open to you all, but we've got a pretty good volunteer base with the kids and, others in the community, so we'll just promote that. We'd like to get
I'll
over.
have Dominic work with the soccer club too, because Smoller Park, they use that park a lot, so we can get soccer parents to come help out too,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Moeller?
Yeah.
Isn't it where the soccer field is over?
You're talking about Manor,
Oh.
Manor Park. She'll talk
Okay,
to
wasn't talking
Dominic
about
on,
Manor next, so
yes.
Manor, sorry,
On the
get that
7th.
one.
I'm like, wait,
Yeah, and Mike's going to follow up with the Soccer Association. We are proposing Tuesday, June 17th from 4 to 6. So you can see we've picked different days and times just to provide some variety. It seems like all of them have done well, as long as the weather's good. That would be Manor Park, again, playground wood chips and general park cleanup. And then later in June, I did talk to Kiwanis today. They are, they've got their own committee working on some park improvements and ideas that they have, short and long-term goals for Kiwanis. So they're working on some of that still, but we had talked about just doing a work day to include them, but also other volunteers. And, I was just trying to be proactive. I said, how does this date sound? So I just sent an email to that committee. I talked to one of the people. So that could change, but I'm just proposing dates as just a way to get us moving towards something so we can make flyers and start promoting it. But that's the plan for through June. And then we still would hope to get to Arcola, Helen, Rotary, and Florence in the fall. I just could not, I was getting ghosted by Florence, or not Florence, Tipton. We had a great contact in the fall, but I don't know if they're just really busy. I just haven't made contact, so I thought, maybe we'll visit that in the fall.
That might be a good idea.
So I don't know, any thoughts from the park?
Are you going to have all the games that you had, or the little different things to keep people
Yeah, I think
kind
we
of
talked
occupied?
about sort of combining it as the workday and then make it,
Like somewhat of a fun day for the people that
Yeah.
come help work?
yeah, to set out like how we did the engagement days last
Right.
year, right? So the idea would be we could get signs out in advance in the park, can promote
that's a
and
good
recruit
idea.
volunteers, on our end, get the wood chips, and try to get the surfacing improved at these parks.
Does it seem like the people from Kiwanis are going to show up?
Oh, I think so. I mean, I think
Okay.
Kiwanis, they're older, so it's good to just open up the invitation to everybody, right?
yeah.
Neighbors, kids, Kiwanis, we're not gonna exclude anybody. But we could.
No,
do
it just
that in
seems
the
like
park.
those organizations are having problems because the younger kids just won't sign up for those things. Like the Kiwanis,
Oh,
the
to be in the
Moose.
club or for?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Membership-wise, it seems like the groups like Kiwanis, Elks, Rotary,
Yeah.
all those places are
Right, like
having a
they
hard
could
time with
recruit younger
membership.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a hard time with memberships.
Yeah, well, that's what we kind of pitched, like maybe it'd be good for them, good for us to do, like people could learn about Kiwanis, and then we could also have some fun and do some.
Right, it's all in how they look at it. They should look at it that maybe this is an opportunity for us to recruit.
Yeah.
Even if they recruit 2 people, that's still better than what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
So any thoughts from anybody, or next steps would be, well, I would like to see if each person whose park that is, or at least have one person from our commission represent our Parks and Rec.
The 17th's good for me. And then,
Yeah.
so I'll reach out to the soccer club too and
Okay,
get with them and see if they want to come out. So
okay.
should be
And who's our
good.
Kiwanis?
Me, I believe, and that date is fine with me.
This works for you, Star. Okay, I mean, obviously if things come up, but, so we'll finish our checks, and then if we get some confirmation from the other groups that works, then we will complete the flyer, and I'll probably send that out to you all, so you have it, and you'll see it.
We need a motion to approve these dates.
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Somebody made a comment. Can we get a motion to approve the dates?
I'll make a motion to approve the dates of the proposed park cleanup days. Is that
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
9-0. 2, we don't have to worry about. We already took care of that. On to new business. Mural possibilities for City Park Bathhouse Restroom.
So I think, did everybody, I sent in the email, an attachment, I don't know if everyone had to look at it. I printed off only 4, so if you didn't see it and you want to share with a neighbor, I didn't want to just make a
Yeah.
bunch of paper copies of that, but if you remember, we've gotten a lot of feedback on the restrooms at City Park, the bathhouse.
Yeah.
And one of our ideas was to paint. Paint is a really affordable, quick, uplifting change. So we had gotten in touch with this muralist, and he gave like 3 ideas. And so I just wanted to share with you all and get some feedback on what your thoughts are, both for those designs and then maybe a process for selecting, like whether we should collect more designs, whether we put it out to a community vote, or if there's concerns about, whoa, that's too loud and wild. I just wanted to hear from you all.
I mean, it's for the kids, so I don't think it's too wild.
Right.
Like,
We
wow,
should just,
man.
like, vote amongst ourselves.
Something that would be-
That's what that reminds me.
Something that would be simple to paint.
That's right, back in the day.
Peace and love.
Can't hear your other commissioner.
You had an idea, she was sharing.
Oh, go ahead.
I just think that we should try to make something amongst ourselves. I think you try to go out to everyone, it just takes longer, and then
Yes.
we might not get much reply, so.
That's a good point.
I think this is a good idea for the fact that that is such a, area of graffiti and people trying to vandalize, that if you brighten it up like this is now, that's the first thing I thought of, is it's more inviting instead of really, like, when you walk under that awning, it's like walking into the dungeon. So something like this, I feel, could potentially help with not getting vandalized so much. And I think these are good options here.
Yeah, I think.
I have one that I'll vote on. So,
Let me ask you this question. Do you think it invites somebody to want to destroy it?
I don't think so. I think it,
so. I think when you make things
yeah, I don't think so.
look pretty, it doesn't,
Right.
right now, when it looks like it's abandoned and paint's coming off it, that's what draws, I think, kids in to want to destroy stuff.
I think
If we
opposite.
try to make things beautiful again, that it might deter them. But there's, I mean, obviously, we have no guarantee.
Do we
Yeah.
know if it gets destroyed? Do we know what they're going to charge us to come touch it up? 'Cause I'm
No,
sure
we
we're
don't
not
know
gonna
that,
touch it
but
up.
to answer that, it is a graffiti deterrent. Anytime you do art, and that's one of the
Yeah.
biggest motivators, a lot of cities have murals and stuff, because it does, it's like the
Deter?
psychology of vandalism is always, just like you said, when something looks uncared for and run down, that just invites problems.
Yeah.
When you start putting color on, or art, tidying it up, it really cuts down. But that is a good point, because sometimes something could get tagged, and depending on the design, we could either repair it quickly, because that also deters future vandalism if you
Yeah.
go out and quickly take care of it, because people don't want to waste
There's
their
like
own
no
paint.
coating that they can put on there that the paint
They
won't.
won't come off, yeah.
I have.
Somebody's got
I
to
did a
develop
lot of
that.
murals in my last job, and we looked at so many things, but then you start getting into really toxic things, and it doesn't really work. The best is you just paint it, and if something happens to it, you go out and you repair it.
All right.
What is the best way that we could get the majority vote? I mean, I know you said go out, but like for the Santa Day Parade, I mean, there was they did a vote on 3 different things, right? How did they go out about that? Was it like a survey, like a monkey?
It's via Facebook they use. They have the vote on there, I believe.
Well, do we really have to go out for a vote if we're going to put
Oh, I
a
don't,
mural up in
that's not what I
Park?
recommend. I recommend we vote amongst this. I feel like
I just,
if you wait and you put it on Facebook and you have people vote for it, you may or may not get people, and it just takes us longer to get the project done.
That's why I'm thinking
I
that
think we
we
have
should just
3
keep this in-house and we
Yeah.
vote on it.
Well,
and
I would like, if you guys make a recommendation and vote, then, I
can't.
mean, there's a lot of sort of, a lot of interest in everything we're doing in parks, like council's very interested in our stuff, and this is really highly visible, so I don't want to blindside people, but I would like to move it forward and on my end, get approval, and once I have like the backing of you all, that helps me move forward. If I'm told we want more input, then we would have to do something else, but
You can, if we approve it, you can take it to council with our approval.
So,
Hopefully, they'll say yes.
yeah.
okay, so can we kind of help you out and then just give me some direction? I can't do it. Can somebody make a motion and can we pick one and can we vote on it tonight? And you've got it in your pocket when you need it, and then it's
Yeah, well,
done.
that's up
You don't
to
have to
you.
come
Yeah,
back
you
to us
all
at a later
discuss it
date.
and-
Well, I think first we need to make a discussion, like what do we all like? Like, we need to decide on what we like, and then we can kind of vote if we all want to go with one, or,
So we're gonna pick
Okay.
between A, B, and C.
Yeah.
So we pick B.
I pick B.
You like B?
I love B.
Okay, we got,
I like
all right, so hang on.
So A is the
Well,
geometric
hang on a minute,
design,
hang on a minute,
right?
hang on. So if we're going to do this, we better do, okay. So just for the moment, we've
Just
got
vote it on
A, B, and C, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like B.
B,
I have B.
3 to B,
B,
4 to B.
A, if I
A?
have to pick one as is, I suppose.
A,
See,
that's fine.
but I don't mind them all, so.
I know, they're all great.
B,
I like B, but I actually like the font of C, you know, the Garden City font.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I would love to hear more what you all like about B or A.
Okay, the background for B, I think is fine, like the
you mean
wall,
like the 3 color?
but the ground, I don't like those flowers.
I like the way they did Garden City.
Garden
the
City in
all
there?
C.
Yeah.
And then, but with that mural for B.
But I like how they use the city logo-ish in
Yeah.
B. And
Wait, Rob, what's your choice? What's,
Yeah, A for me, and the reason, I think Garden City stands out the best in A.
oh, you're right.
I would like the Garden City from A on the ground part.
Ooh, yes.
Like even for B,
Can we
as
change
long as
this?
we had the,
Can we make a D?
Yeah.
You make a D?
You have a
These
hybrid
are
one
just
going,
proposals,
right?
right? So we could certainly
How
come
would
back
we go?
and say, we would like to see this logo with that.
On the
Hey, John,
ground.
how,
Basically, it would be-
how well do you paint? You wanna just take,
How well do I paint?
no, this is, somebody's gonna do this for us. You would put this. That, the regular Garden City logo
Okay, so let's call.
in
let's-
B.
You want to call a model D?
sure.
Call model D. All right. Now, do we all agree that we want the A? Is that the one we want? A?
the logo?
B.
No, I'm sorry. They want to take and make a hybrid
Right.
from what we've got.
Right.
And what they want to do is, if I'm understanding it correct, and stop me anytime, guys, we want to take the bottom part of A.
Just the logo.
Just the logo.
Or even the logo for B, I think is classic.
The logo we would like would be the logo on A.
In B,
Put it on B.
Huh?
and put it on B.
Put it on B.
Right.
But what about the logo on the ground?
Yeah, like this part, but
Instead of the flowers, where the
Okay.
flowers are, what if you had the
Put the logo.
logo with maybe some smaller flowers, but not as big, but same color scheme, use the same color scheme as the,
Put that,
That logo.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
The logo would be on the wall.
No,
I
on the
feel like
ground.
put it on the wall, and I wouldn't, I feel like it'd be, one, you gotta go back to their
No,
painter
right here,
and see,
right
is
here
it
where
more
it
money
is.
to do multiple logos? That would be.
yeah, we probably don't need multiple. I think
yeah, I
maybe
think
just,
one is fine.
but regardless, wherever,
I'm thinking 2 logos, one on the ground, one on the wall.
why do we
Or
need
maybe
to?
just words, like Garden City Bathhouse or something, or whatever they're calling it now.
Garden City restrooms.
Yeah, so
Don't graffiti here.
Okay, so it looks like we're saying take the logo from A, put it on B, and you're okay with everything else
On B.
on B? Is that what we're saying?
I'm good with that.
Is that pretty much,
You like that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
I keep waiting
Yes.
for,
yes.
okay. Thanks. Everybody else was nodding their head, I kept waiting to see.
just, so the logo would go on the ground.
With that.
Well,
You could, yeah, I think, just because the wall is so busy, I think you could
Right.
make a,
We'll go up here.
So are you saying, just so I'm clear, 2 logos?
I would say one.
I'd say just
Just
the
move
one.
it to the ground?
Yeah.
keep the
Move it to the
wall
ground,
back?
yes.
Right.
I can ask him to do that. And I think Kate had mentioned you didn't love the ground. Would you like different?
The flowers.
More of the flowers?
no, well,
More
Less.
flowers or less flowers?
yeah, maybe smaller around the logo, or,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Man, we're going back to the 60s and 70s.
It
the
does.
flower children.
Yeah.
It does look a little busy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why I chose A, just because
We're talking about taking this
A,
logo
the
out.
geometric is just
Take
too
that one out
busy
and
on the
put that
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're talking about putting it on the floor. Yeah. And then you wouldn't have the logo on the door.
Right, you just have,
Yeah, you
Well, you
wouldn't have
have
the
to get
logo
back
on the
with
door.
him.
You'd just have,
So then I will ask the artist to update the version and I can send it all out.
yeah, that's right. It's the 60s and 70s.
And then you take that to council and say,
Yeah.
what do you think about this?
oh, yeah.
Don't.
It was some good times.
I don't think you have to bring it.
Don't.
Hey, quiet.
I mean, we don't have to, but.
I feel there's decisions that as a commission that.
I don't think you have to bring it back to us if we approve it.
X amount of
Right.
dollars.
Want
Wouldn't
to
you-
approve it pending revisions? So we don't have to come back in
Yes.
a month?
Okay.
Yeah, because that'll take longer for the council to approve it then.
Right. Now, you've got the go-ahead. You've just got to get
But my
someone to give
question
you.
is, so like, there are some things that as a committee, we can make decisions on if we're not spending over X amount of dollars, isn't there? That we don't have to go to council?
That's a good question. Right now, not really.
I wouldn't say so. Yeah, I agree. The council wants to
I
be
mean,
involved.
The purchasing policy, yes, but there's just so much microscope on us that there's really no.
Just out of curiosity, where is the money coming from to pay for this?
It would come out of the parks budget. So we have a little bit left, so we're getting near the end of the fiscal year. And we have some money, I mean, it's not a lot, there's enough in there to basically do this and do some of our wood chipping stuff. I mean, partially because if you remember, we did, we had a grant for the $73,000 playground. And they actually put it into the parks budget, approved it, and then it's also put in a capital budget. So it's in there 2 times. So I'm not saying we can go and spend all of that, but for bottom line budgeting, there's money there that nobody, I mean, that we can spend.
If council approves it,
Interesting.
if council approves it, we're all set.
This is just so new.
It's something to beautify our park. I would think that the council
Well,
would
we've
like to
gotten
see
so
that,
many
but-
complaints
I know.
on this
That's
building.
very-
And This
yeah.
isn't like a long-term, you know,
No,
because
no.
the hope is eventually this whole thing could be bulldozed and they could update that. But in the meantime, you know, the awning was removed last fall, if you remember, so it's not there anymore. And I do think if this happened and we could paint the inside just either a bright color or just something fresh, you know, that would just change that energy of the
Building.
I mean, it's pretty bad.
Yes.
Yes.
Gloomy looking.
I think
What is-
that it needs it, so.
What is the time frame that you're trying to look for on this? I mean,
Well, I was hoping to do it on Earth Day, but I couldn't get approval, and so that's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come to the commission, I'm gonna get some support, and see if we need to go get council support. So it depends on what direction I'm given as far as what approval is needed, because it's not really clear.
Can I ask
So-
also, would, as far as possibly getting the arts in the high school involved, is there an art instructor that might be able to have kids do this for extra credit, college credit, something?
Like to do a different design, or
No,
to
or to follow that?
But I don't
do
know
like
if
a
we,
community paint by number, is what you're asking?
Well, under strict supervision, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's certainly something that I've done a lot of, that's very popular. I don't know, when I talk to this artist, I could certainly talk to him about that, because it's just a paint by number typically, if he draws it out. So we could do that, and it wouldn't have to be just art students, it could be anybody. You know, that's certainly a way to gain community support, because what we don't want to do is go paint this thing and people are like, what is that? You know, or they didn't know it's coming, they felt, you know, so that's why I think it is important to be sensitive to making a bigger change, even though, I mean, I think it's colorful and fun. It's colorful and it's fun, you know, so.
Well, do you,
But that's the early.
but if you take it to council, at least it'll be out there.
Right.
And council will have a chance to approve it also.
so do you want to see if you can get a D hybrid made, put it out online so people can look at it, so they have the opportunity to say yay or nay?
No, have,
No, because what she's saying
Just
is
council.
she's saying, yeah,
Us and
but, okay, so council approves it, right? But like you said, now the residents see it, and they're going, well, what the hell is this crap?
how can anybody complain about
Right, you look at
that
this.
when they look at what it looks like now?
Right.
Well, what I'm saying
people can
is, if
complain
you
about a lot of
guys are in
things for no
support, that's what I
reason.
wanted
I
to
know.
hear. What was the feedback from all of you?
Yeah.
And it sounds like everybody's positive about it. So then we want to make a revision, then I can go to my boss and say, hey, this is where the Parks and Rec Commission is. Do you want this to go to council just because it's a community visible thing? Or is it enough for us to go ahead with it? So that's kind of the process I would, take from here.
I would like to make a motion that we select Model B for the painting with minor adjustments using Model A's logo for the bathhouse at Garden City Park.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
9-0 again. I think it's perfect. Yeah. Only reason I said that is I've seen enough meetings and I've seen people cry about worse or not as bad.
All right, so the next item, I'm just going to keep going. The commemorative tree program. Does everybody know we have a tree and bench program?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I knew about the bench, not the tree.
So last fall, I got the first request for a tree in the park, which was fantastic, because I think a lot of our parks could benefit from more trees. And I've been working with this individual, and there's a couple of challenges I'm having with our current policy. So right now, we ask for $650 for the tree, and then we offer a tree plaque that is like a concrete block placed in the ground in front of the tree for $200. So I was trying to figure out, well, what is our process for this? And I don't think we've done a lot of these trees, but I was told, DPW was like, oh, go through Davy, here's our contact. So I reach out to them. They charge $900 for the tree that I asked for to deliver it and install it. So I was like, okay, well, that's not good, because that's more than what we actually are asking for. So I think we need to update it. I mean, with that said, then I called a couple of other local nurseries, like, okay, well, there's got to be another place to get it cheaper, which you can, but I think it's Artman's, does that sound right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They had a tree in stock, but 2 days later it was gone. So, and that you can't pre-order, you can't hold on to it. So there's like some logistical challenges of getting the money from the donor so that we can deposit it, then we can go buy it. But they did it a lot cheaper. It was about $560 for the whole thing. And then I had checked with Barson's in the fall about maybe they could special order. They don't typically do trees, but they obviously know people in the nursery business. So we don't have a lot in place on it. So what I was thinking about is getting your input on whether we want to change up the program so that it could either be when you donate a tree, you pay for the cost of the tree and the delivery, and either you can, as a volunteer, dig the hole and do the planting yourself, or that's included in the tree donation, plus like $100 administrative fee. So in some cases, that might be a lot cheaper than what we're charging, or we could just raise it so that it's a lot easier for us to call up Davy and say, here, we want this tree, we want it here, and they kind of do all of those things for us, but you just pay a little bit more.
I'm sure they have a machine that digs the hole and puts the tree in right away.
Yeah, I think they're, that's what they do every day. So I guess, I'd like this program to be more inviting for the community to be a part of, but we also, on a staff side, these can be very time consuming. Like I've already spent so much time trying to find, partially because we don't have a thing in place.
What size would the tree be?
About a 1.5 inch diameter.
And Barson's has no interest in like growing a tree for us or a couple trees?
Yeah, not from what I've
think they really
seen. I
do.
mean, they're certainly interested in talking to me, but then I think this is a very busy time for them, so I just haven't gotten a call back. So it's just, it's one tree.
Can I ask, did you try Randazzo's?
No, I didn't.
They have quite a
I
big,
could try them for sure.
I don't know if they have a service that will come out.
Steinkraut.
Deliver planted.
Steinkraut.
That's not a bad idea, because what you might be able to do
Yeah.
is you might be able to get Randazzo's to donate a few trees.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, what we
And
want is a
then
program
also
so when
ask them if
people
they would
want
give
to
us a
do a
discount when we go.
Yeah, you can get it.
Yeah.
What would be the cost of a tree? And we'd have to see if Randazzo's has the trees that we want.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
that
could we go-
depends on,
Could we have people from Parks and Rec go pick it up?
Yeah, but you know how big of a ball
he's
that is?
volunteering himself.
If you got a tree that, I mean, you couldn't even move the
yeah,
ball.
I've been involved with tree plantings that, it depends on what style, like the root ball or the.
Yes.
But they can be very large.
Very,
Yeah, but let me ask
very
you this
heavy.
question. Don't we have the thing that can take a tree out like that with a big root ball or
Not in
not?
parks, we do
No,
not.
Not even in the city?
no, that's a
Maybe in
special,
the city, but that's a whole different department and.
but that's a very special,
No, but if they have the thing that they put, that wraps around the root ball, and they can go punch the hole, if the,
I don't think the city would have something like that.
No, you
I would
probably
think
have to
cities
go to
do have
Davy.
that.
Well, I know when I called DPW, they were just like, here, call Davy,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah, another,
they've got a lot.
And that probably means that they
another
don't have.
nursery around here
Right,
is,
so these are time-consuming things, like, we want to be able to have a program that if people want to do a memorial tree, that it's, we're not here trying to make money, but we're trying to cover our costs.
Would Davy give you a discount if you did multiple trees at once? And say you
Possibly.
collected a few orders over X amount of
Possibly, but I don't know
months?
how many, it would have to be 25, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might have to be a lot.
And then again, it might be 2 or 3. Until you ask, you don't know.
Right.
And the other thing it's probably going to depend on, are they going in one park or multiple
Right.
parks? And if they're going in multiple parks, you know you're going to pay more. If they're just at one park, then they just show up with the equipment, do 3 trees, and they're done.
Right.
They don't have to
Do I
go
have 3
anywhere.
donors, I guess?
A
is the
project for
question.
John tomorrow to make calls on.
Yeah. You should make some calls.
So, and then the second thing I want to get your feedback on is the commemorative plaque. So sometimes they sound like a good idea, and then if you get a lot of them in the park, they start to look like they're like a memorial stone.
yeah.
So I know in the park system I was at, they started doing this, and after many years, they said, we're not going to do that anymore, because people are like, are there bodies in here? Like, because the tree may die, and now you just have like a gravestone in the park. So, that's something that I would like your thoughts on, because I think we'll honor this person because we're advertising it. But I think we should remove that and instead offer an online memorial tribute where we maybe take a photo of the tree and we place it online, and maybe there's a dedication or something that they could, the family could have, but that it's not a cement block in the park that, is an expense. That's the other thing. I'm pretty sure that's a low cost for at least installing and a heavy-duty outdoor plaque.
Or put a
So I
plaque
think
some-
we're just like a little underpriced for what things cost now. But also, we don't have, a great plan in place for executing these efficiently.
So is there a way to word it to where we don't put a dollar amount on it, but it has to be at the cost of the tree, the delivery, and that?
Yes.
The prices are going to fluctuate. If you call one company one time, another company another, and then next year, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe there's
And
a
it could vary
tariff
based
on
on
a
the tree.
The tree, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if a resident is like, hey, I was at Costco and they had a $45 red bud, because this is a true story, they had these, and if they buy them, then I would love to be able to say, okay, then, we could either, as a volunteer thing, dig the hole, like on a work day, right? Like, we have people that could probably do that. I mean, you need permission from the city, you need to do your misdig and have permission. We don't want people just buying trees and go and putting them in parks. But having it more affordable.
I actually did that.
I believe there's 2 trees at Rotary that I
I've
know
done that.
that
I've done a
planted.
memorial tree. I've asked them.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to do all the work myself.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't allow me to. They had to dig, I could pick the tree.
Was that here?
Yeah.
Well, we could change that.
And they would not allow me to dig the hole, and
It might be a liability thing
maybe,
if something happens.
It might have been a thing
Been a
where
part
at
of
one time
many volunteer
DPW did do that.
Tree plantings.
younger than.
I mean, we could certainly do it. The other thing I'd like to have is, like, when you donate a tree, that donor should help water for the first 2 years, because watering can often be the other factor that city staff, trying to get city staff to go water trees can be challenging. So if the donor lives nearby or it's something important to them, like, to me, that seems like a fitting request.
Does it take 2 years to water it to get it established? Is that why you're saying 2
Yeah, the
years?
first 2 years are, you know, because
What
it's
about
really
those
sad if you plant a tree and it dies, especially with some of
But what about those wraparound things where they could actually fill it with?
haters.
I mean,
Depends on who you talk to, they're kind of hit or miss. They can attract bugs, they can create different algae and things. I mean, I don't know if I've heard it all.
'Cause it's
so I'd like-
stagnant water
You
in
can try
there.
them, but some people don't like them, like some foresters don't, and some people do, so I've seen them both ways. And it sounds like you have to water it the same amount anyways.
normally with anything, you're supposed to use the same amount of water every day if you're watering every day, or ever how often you're watering. It's not just give it a cup today and then a half a cup tomorrow. Normally, you're supposed to stay pretty consistent with it.
I mean, if it rains, you don't have to water it.
Yeah.
Well, I can just say, that was the biggest challenge for me, was keeping the tree alive, because
Ah, okay, so
we just didn't have enough rain. And depending on when you plant it, you know, it could be in July, it's the hottest weather, and it needs the most amount of
is
water.
it still alive?
Actually, one of them is, the other one is not.
Okay,
Oh, it depends on what the ground is like and.
okay.
It was below the root flare.
Ah.
And, but anyway, yeah, I don't know why, they just told me I was not allowed to dig the hole. I even told them, I said, well, let me know where you want me to put it, and I'll put it there, but.
Well, I would say
Take the
it should be
trees
like
down.
staff involved, right? But like I said, I know, I mean, I've definitely in other public lands done many of those type of,
It was actually
Where
the
the
opposite,
donor-
I was able to choose the spot I wanted it.
Yeah.
But they had to come and dig the hole.
Actually, you
Yeah.
got somebody else who can go to bat for us. She can go back and find out if that's true. Because whoever you were talking to might not have wanted anything to do with it and said, oh, no, we're not going to start planting these trees. But now if you go back and say
all we
something,
can do is ask. I mean,
Yeah,
if there's
you
some
can
reason that I
ask.
don't know about,
Revisit
then
it.
I'll learn about it and I'll let you know. But
could have been a
from
different
a park
DPS.
professional point of view, there's nothing wrong with that, and, you know.
I'll give you my sales experience. I've called the same place and talked to 3 different people and got 3 different answers. That's why I'm saying I keep that in the back of my head, because dealing with people, if people don't want to help you, they'll, oh, no, we can't do that.
Right.
Well, guess what? Yeah, we can do anything. We can do anything if we want.
If they really wanted to, yeah.
Yes.
And many, like, you know, adopt-a-park programs, many places have that. That's often a common aspect of those programs is tree planting.
You know, and just a suggestion, going back to the plaque,
Yeah.
you know, maybe we could have something that's temporary, almost like, you know, the ribbon program that they do in cities, where it just says, this tree donated by.
Maybe like a sign or something?
And that way, it, you know, over
Like a-
time, it might deteriorate.
Like a yard sign.
Yeah.
Like a yard sign was the first.
Yeah, something, at
That's
least
not
to
permanent.
denote that somebody donated it.
Yeah, that's a good.
Do you still have the information regarding the bench program?
I think is that not,
Because,
I know there are 2 in the city park.
yeah, somebody did one in Florence,
Yeah.
and that has like a small,
Plaque on it.
yeah, so maybe if somebody wants a plaque, they could do a bench instead of a tree.
yeah, that's what, I think benches, like plaques on the benches, yes.
Yeah, it's right on
I
there.
think the trees, a temporary sign I'd be supportive, I'd be supportive of an online tribute that we could track for years and years. So someone could say, oh, my grandfather planted, you know. But,
And back to what you originally said, I mean, the cost is $650, that's got to get increased, right? Because,
well, we could change it so that it's, how much does it cost? The donor is responsible for purchasing the tree and arranging delivery. They could have the option of planting it themselves. And the only thing we would want is like a $100 admin fee just for the time involved in coordinating, because staff would still have to do a misdig. You still need to review the location, have an approval process for trees, you know, in the park system. But, so in a way, I feel like it could be cheaper, unless we just wanted to be hands-off, where you say,
Just an
just it's
administration
$1,000.
fee, yeah.
It doesn't matter what tree you get, but then I feel like no one's ever gonna donate trees if we do that.
Yeah, I'd like to see it be a little more flexible.
Cheaper?
Yeah,
Me too. I think you'd get more people,
I think we get more people.
I agree.
more trees. Hello.
So, I love the idea with, obviously, continuing. Potentially like our sign out front for the fallen heroes of the city. What about one potential stanchion of concrete that has all of them on it? Still have the resident potentially provide the tree, plant it, and water it for the 2 years. But then we have one area that has all the dedications to all of the trees in the park.
So like one in each park, kind of the key dedication.
Or just like if it's city park and you have, 100 people that want a tree, you can put another concrete structure like that and cover all of the plaques on that say some trees in this park have been dedicated to, Erica Smith or.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's kind of like the Stanley Cup. We just keep putting another name on it.
Like a central
Another
place
name,
for
another
memorial.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Definitely
Just-
see
just to
that.
And then that
something
way you
out
could
there.
probably get a little brass, whatever.
Yeah, and even if,
I
some
mean,
of
it
the
might be
signs,
expensive, but at least it'll hold up.
and some of the signs that we make, obviously you would do the plaque afterwards, but,
Yeah.
maybe if it's, you take a picture of the tree, do a negative of it, and on the plaque itself, above the name has, the negative of the baby tree as it's planted, something,
Why don't you even go one better? Why don't you take a picture of the person who supplied the tree and the tree together, and then put the plaque out there, and then they'll
Then it'll
really be
be too-
happy.
you're adding,
I put my picture on the plaque.
but just an extra idea to throw into it.
Yeah, no,
I
that's a
just
good
like the
idea,
name.
like a central tribute section
Right.
or stone or something,
Yeah, because if you made something that was 2 foot square, you can put a lot of trees in that park
Yeah.
with that,
Okay.
especially if it's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
I like something physical like that instead of the online. I mean, the online's all right, but it's hard to
Yeah.
connect the two,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Okay.
And now, here's another suggestion. Instead of making it sound like a memorial,
Yeah.
some people might just want to celebrate
Yeah.
an anniversary. They've been married for 50 years, and
Yes,
in lieu of gifts, please donate it,
Yeah.
a tree to the park.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
instead of.
just say,
More of a
It doesn't-
dedication, more of a dedication than a memorial.
Life event.
Or, somebody's
Yeah,
having a 50th birthday party instead of gifts.
Yeah, I think get the
please.
memorial, get that out of there, because that's, like you said, that's like, okay, who passed away and who did
It
what?
says
And maybe the
commemorate.
But I mean,
person
we
who
have that, it
donated the
says
tree didn't
donating a
pass
tree
away.
makes an excellent gift for any occasion. Trees symbolize growth, strength, and success. They're a unique present for birthdays, anniversaries, graduations.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta commemorate the tree, that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't even actually see that memorial on
I
here.
don't either.
Maybe just because as we've talked about it. But yeah, it should absolutely just be commemorative if you want to do for any occasion.
I'll let you guys all get me a tree this year, because I turned 50 this year.
I already figured out, at the old price, it's $62.50 each, I'll be taking money after the meeting, okay? And we'll put in a tree and all our names will be on it, how's that? Solve that problem.
So maybe what I can do is change some language, propose a new sort of program, bring it back in a month, and then you guys could vote on it.
Okay.
So I'll take this kind of input because you've given some different ideas.
Love it.
So, but are we only allowing them to buy red maples?
No, that's not true. So what I didn't include that I could send in a follow-up is an approved park tree that is more natives, a whole selection. So I can show you what I've proposed. It's not been approved, so I probably should have you guys approve it, especially if you've got background in trees, because I found that really restrictive. And in my last job, we spent a lot of time making a native planting list for trees in parks in particular. So I borrowed from that, and so when somebody, or the one time somebody reached out and wanted information on trees, I sent them that list and I said, this isn't like approved, but this is what I'm proposing. And it gives you the tree name, it gives you the best soil type that it works for, features about the tree, and then people can look it up to see photos. But I think that's important when you do a tree program, is to give people, some choices that we want in the parks.
You think the price might vary too, depending on the tree?
Yes, depending on the trees, for sure.
Yeah, because
Did you guys find out which ones you can plant close to the buildings and which ones not?
Well, it depends on soil, depends on, many things.
And
The
you
height.
don't want to have somebody pick out a tree that is totally not suited for a park.
Like a buckeye.
Right, and
What
even, I
trees
mean,
did
the other
you
thing we
get?
didn't talk about is, you know, we just don't want everyone just buying all these different trees ideally.
I purchased a
There
birch
is a-
tree,
Oh, my change.
and the other one was supposed to be,
Right past the-
not an elm, but it's like a substitute for an
Western
elm.
Hall of Fame.
That was supposed to do well, but I honestly, I don't think that tree ended up being what it was supposed to. I don't know if the bill of goods or what.
So then you'll bring it back to us next meeting?
Yeah, so I'll bring it back, and maybe I'll bring the tree list and everything, and we
Right,
can,
that would be better.
but this is helpful for me to kind of see where you all are at, but, okay. No action required. Is there any other input from the the public?
Community? Public? Any comments? Yeah, what do you want to go back to?
Ooh,
We can go backwards if you have something.
I'm going to say I'm just a City Hall resident. When you're asking for suggestions on the sign or the mural, the only thing I recommend, because this has happened in the past, we've asked the residents to give us their opinion on something, and then we just went the way we were going to go. And a lot of residents were really upset and said, why'd you waste our time? You asked us and you didn't do. If you don't do what they want, they get a little upset with you. I like the idea of just you making the, like you said, Bridget.
Yep.
Because you get a lot of criticism when you don't listen to a group of people.
Yeah, all right.
You're bringing an avenue that I didn't think about because you said something about, you know, you need to touch base with people. Now you're saying you've touched base. So there's problems no matter which way you do it.
But
So
I think you also have to be clear, because when you're saying to get a group of people to agree, like, first of all, you're never going to get a group. It just has to be, we're going to take the majority, we're going to do a vote, and so not everyone's going to be happy, so we have to really provide clarity of how your input's going to be
Yeah,
used.
so we should take the responsibility of picking something.
Right.
we should, because we're the Parks and
We
Rec.
did, and it's been years ago, we're talking a few years ago, a survey, asking people what they wanted. And people were sending in these ideas, and you were like, we're not going to put a giant Ferris wheel in the park. Well, people were mad because we didn't listen. You can't, so I'm just saying, be careful when you do that, because you get people mad that they filled it out, they sent it back in, and then you didn't even listen to them.
Yeah.
And I've gotten mad because I thought with our council, I've gotten mad in the past and said, you had no intent on ever listening to what we were going to say. You already had your minds made up. And I came up and I was very angry because and that's what happens when and I just want to make sure that as a
Well, I think it has to be
resident.
a genuine intent to have feedback, but it can never be, what do you want? Because you can't accommodate, if you get 20 things, like, that just would never
Well, I
work.
always think my ideas are the best.
Well, we all do, right?
I like how she looks right at Kate.
She'll tell you, I always think my ideas, I just wanted to bring that up
I
because.
mean, that's what we're here for.
No,
We're
I
here for to
agree.
make decisions.
And, yeah, I would rather have it lay on you, because then you're not asking people and they're not feeling like they're being heard.
Right.
That's all I just wanted to,
And you know me, if somebody says, why'd you pick that? I'd say, well, then why don't you join the committee?
I agree.
yeah.
We make the
Be careful what you ask for.
I know.
Next month's agenda, giant Ferris wheel. Aye.
Can I get a motion to add that giant Ferris wheel to the park?
Nay.
Have we covered everything we needed on the tree
Yes.
donation
Yes.
program
We're done with
and the
that.
bench? Are we
Erica will
done?
come
Can we
back.
move on? Okay, other business, Park and Rec Commission, Radcliffe Committee update.
That's you guys.
That's you guys?
Yeah, well,
able to make it
I'm
to
one.
the last meeting, and now the last two that I'm not
Yeah.
working, I can't. We're not having a meeting. Next week, I
Do we have anything new to?
Bathrooms there are getting remodeled to become ADA compliant. Community kitchen is in the works. The stage is hopefully being removed from the gym. Lots of work going on over there at Radcliffe.
I was surprised how much room that stage removal will put into the gym.
Yeah, that stage removal will basically make the gym
Oh, yes, quite
the
a bit bigger.
same size, but tad bit bigger than what was that proposed gym originally, once you take that stage out.
I'm still pushing hard for Imagination Station over there. We'll see what happens for that. Yeah, lots of grant money being spent over there before the deadlines. HVAC, lots of HVAC being done. So much needed, much
Did they
needed.
get the trim done over there? Are we all done with the trim?
Yeah, on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got the warranty. It's all set. They took off some of the fasteners to see if it would help with the oil canning or whatever they call that. I think we're still observing that. So they haven't gotten their final payment.
No leaks, though.
No leaks.
That's the most important.
Yes.
Yeah, it's,
Was there a warranty on that roof?
yeah, that's what they just issued, a 20-year warranty.
Oh, 20, okay.
So that was the last part of the roof. The edging was just a little different, and there were some parts that looked wavy. So they came back, made repairs, and they undid some of the fasteners because they felt like maybe that was pinching and creating that wave look. So I need to follow up with them to see, like, are we done? Or what's, but
Any more comments about
Find
that
out
from
what
me?
kind of maintenance it needs as far as keeping the roof clear of debris so the drains can,
I leave that for our DPW teams.
somebody's finding that out.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have our DPW up on the roof all the time for just that, with all the HVAC stuff, but, yeah, there's definitely, I'm sure, tips that are important.
I know at the place I used to work, we had one of those roofs put in, and the problem was that it worked a little too well, and we didn't keep up on cleaning the drain, because there's on a flat roof, and it would actually fill up like a pool. And every so often, yeah, the boss would
I would say the
have to send
drains
somebody-
were one of the more significant issues.
Yeah.
They were just backed up. I mean, that created a lot of the flooding and but yeah.
And so I missed it. It's Bridget and Kate. You guys are on the committee for?
And Sharon.
Okay, and then there's 3 council members, right?
Yes.
How often do you guys meet?
And then one man from, what is he on? Planning Commission? What is Kelly on?
Yeah, on the planning commission and kind of the house contractor.
Yeah.
And how often?
Every Wednesday.
It's every week, but we have missed last week and this week.
Oh, we don't have one this week?
No, did
I
I?
got an email today.
Did you check your email?
The deadline for the last grant is October, so all the money that's left has to be spent before that.
You can do it. You can do it.
Oh, yeah.
So the committee is
There's
just
plenty.
trying to discuss how to spend the remaining, because everyone's got different ideas of what is the most important. And so that's kind of the challenge of now we're being asked to finalize our budget and it has to be in certain project scope areas. You can't just start making things up like they have to fit and qualify in the grant that that we got it for. So I think in the next few meetings, well, I know I have to get the grant budget updated and accurate. So that's what the committee, I need help from them. But the council is very involved, right? And they want to be, I think, more at the ground level. So.
Moving on. Public comment, general and non-agenda items. Anybody from the public? Done? Good? Report from Parks and Rec.
All right, well, we just started talking about
Director.
things, so you should have a little report booklet with you. The front page just outlines what's attached, so there are all the March participation and registration numbers. I think I'd just like to highlight, again, 3,500 visitors in March coming through and scanning. That does not include all of the other renters, or FRC, rental groups, Head Start, T-Lab, esports, et cetera. Spaceport has been really busy. through March. So this is just our monthly report. If you want to look through it, I won't go through it all. I did include the Radcliffe project updates. So you'll see I did note, just waiting on the final invoice, the warranty issued, our permit was issued on April 14th, so that's done. The Imagination Station project on hold, unknown future. There's some ideas being explored that would potentially go, you would set that aside for a renter. The ADA bathrooms, that is underway, very exciting. The community kitchen, work has been done to start clearing that out, and demo is, I believe, starting this week. And you already mentioned the gym, auditorium, HVAC, the bid's been awarded, we don't have a start date yet. And then the miscellaneous rooms, that's the other like project scope area, that's quite broad. So that's where the committee really needs to review the work plan and finalize the budget. On the back of that page, I just made a copy of, this is kind of the result of the committee, is this outline of projects that were, I guess, supported by the committee, so that when they go to council, they have a better chance of being, I guess, supported. So these are all the things that just went through at the April, I think it was the 14th meeting, for 162,000. So some of these have started, some of them are in progress or about to start. The other page, the grant updates. So the Wayne ARPA, which you've already mentioned, the grant completes in October of this year. Right now, we have around 577,000 to be spent. Trying to think if I've updated this since that went to council. I don't think so. So, no, I think that's about right. Sorry. Then on the HUD, the application's been executed. We got the HVAC bid approved. So around 1.9 is what that's going to come in at. So there'll be a little bit of money left, but there might be things that pop up. Hopefully we'll get it all in our budgeted grant amount. That is the one where we have until the year 2031. So that one's not as urgent, but it is urgent and just operational cost because HVAC has been a mess. The bathroom we already talked about. I am hoping to get a quote to update another set of bathrooms. If you all know Radcliffe, the dance hallway has a couple of bathrooms that have most of the ADA accessible requirements. So it's a smaller project, and we're hoping that by using the rest of the money in that $200,000 bucket, that we can update the flooring, paint it, and get some new partitions and really make it a lot nicer. So hopefully we'll see that. That also has to go in by June. And then just on the Wayne County millage, you all knew we had a ribbon cutting event. And actually today I just submitted for the reimbursement. So hopefully the next week or so that will be approved and that money will come back to the city for that project. And then I'm crossing off the other grant that Mueller Park. This was that 500,000. None of the grants went through this year. They are recycling them for next year, but our city took back the Mueller project and put forth like a water main project. So it's kind of a heartbreak for us in parks, but it is what it is. So those were all those updates. I think the last thing I was going to do is highlight some activities, right? Tomorrow is the Mother's Day craft. We have a kids' art program starting on Thursday. This Friday night is the Parents' Night Out. It's also the Mother's Day Geranium Pickup. That's the sponsored program by the Thrift Shop, where you can call and get put on the list to get a free geranium. We have a junior volunteer event next week at Radcliffe. They're going to be working in the garden. We've got kickball starting in May, adult softball. The bingos that got canceled last month are coming back in May. So next week we'll have all 3 bingos running again and our bunco.
Is that only for seniors?
No.
Adults?
Yeah, anybody can do that. And then Friday, May 9th, is the Mother's Day celebration event. We have revised this event a few times because it originally was $25 a ticket, which we felt was probably too much for a lot of the seniors. We weren't getting many people registering at all. So we lowered it to 20. We opened it to all ages. So if you're a mom or just want to bring your mom, everyone's welcome. There will be a hot buffet. We've got entertainment, a magician going around to tables. We're going to be doing flower baskets and some raffle items. And there is a flyer by your seat that is seeking sponsors for flowers that we want to raffle off. So if you or someone you know would want to donate a flower basket, a bouquet, a plant, it doesn't even have to be a plant or a flower, but we are looking for items to raffle off to everyone who attends that event.
It'd be like a summer hanging basket type?
What's that?
Can it be one of those like summer hanging baskets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any.
Maybe you should make a Facebook post, saying, you know, advertising the event, but also maybe asking for.
Yeah, I think there is one on the
Yeah, but if you
parks
get a
out
bunch
there.
of
I
them,
think I've
somebody's
seen
gonna have
this
to
on
water
Parks
them,
and Rec.
guys. If you get a bunch of them, somebody's gonna have to water
So we've
them.
gotten some things
I've
donated, we've got
volunteered,
some
John.
gift cards donated to Barson's, we've got like another basket, a couple of the flowers, so we're just hoping that everybody leaves with a cool flower or some kind of gift, so. I think that's it for me.
I think on 11, I think you've covered everything, right? Up and coming events and
Yep.
programs.
Yep. Commissioner comments.
Commissioner comments, and we'll start with this side of the table.
Nothing tonight. Thank you.
Nothing? You've already said it.
Yeah.
Sharon?
What's that one piece? I'm good.
I'm good.
Nothing tonight.
I have nothing tonight.
I do have a question. So back when Doc and the mayor, before Doc left, they were talking to some representative or some
Oh,
politician about some money.
yeah.
Do we know where that ever went?
Yep, that one didn't go anywhere, that was Congressman Peter, yeah, Gary Peters.
Is that still on the hook?
No.
Or is that
No,
still
it
a
is not.
possibility, or it's off the table?
That's a no-go. It did not
Huh?
get picked up.
Yeah, and he's not running.
Could we
again either.
reapproach? Oh,
Every few years, we can continue to request, and as it comes up, I'm sure the city manager will work to get something going.
okay. That's all I had.
I have nothing today.
I don't know if everybody knows Carly from the Radcliffe Center. She left to take another job. So I would just like to congratulate her.
You guys
Oh, she'll be
miss her?
so missed. She was so great.
Yes.
Yes, yes, it's hard.
Couldn't keep her?
No, when we lose full-time positions, these are full-time employees that are seeking full-time work.
Yeah.
So that's one of the harder things that we're left with,
Yeah.
is trying to maintain the same caliber of staff. I mean, not that, part-timers can be great if we can find a right fit, but it is a big loss to lose full-time positions. So we lost it in the seniors and the youth and our building manager. So, yeah. So we're happy for her.
She went to
And
Livonia.
also, our senior coordinator is gone too, so we lost 2 key positions this month.
Carly went to Livonia, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And if you go
Yeah.
over to Radcliffe, my office is moved now. I'm no longer way down by the piano. I'm in the Parks and Rec office.
Which office are you
I'm
in?
in Carly's office.
Oh, so you can't, nobody can see you when they walk by.
Yeah, sort of. So, just part of the downsizing.
I think we need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Second it.
There we go.
Yeah, you gotta get going.
Till next month, everybody have a great month.
Yes.